Hello all. I did a recent video on using TrackIR and stick and throttle systems for flying, and it occurred to me some people might be interested in seeing how it works for mining. I'm out doing some rock mining on Aberdeen, and I've unloaded the rock. I'll show the loading process and the unloading, but I just thought that I might show you the advantages of using this over something like, say, a mouse and keyboard. Now I've got the throttle on the rock set to forward and backward on the joystick, and turning is set to forward and backward on the or is set to side on the joystick. So it's not a lot different than you would use for instance, a ship, assuming that you're using side to side as your yaw. The nice thing about this is because you have analog control over your throttle, you can get very precise movement over it. You've also got analog control of your steering, so you can be very precise with your steering. And I'm using head tracking on this, so you're still able to look around from inside of the vehicle. And in fact, the mining laser tracks with your head movements. So if I want to mine this rock, I line up the cursor on it using the head tracking. I've got the front paddle, which is an analog axis, on the stick set as a power control for the laser. And it resets to 0 every time. So if I want to set it to 50%, I basically just tweak it a little bit. It'll go to 50. I can apply more power to one side of the paddle. That will increase it. If I want the power to drop down abruptly, I can simply let go of it. That'll instantly take it back to 50. And if I need it slightly below or above 50, I can then use small increments, like small movements on the paddle. It can be a little awkward to hold your head steady enough when you're doing this. Now we just got to pick up the stragglers. Now there was another rock there. I didn't land just for one rock, but at the time I wasn't actually planning on making a video about using this. Is that a ghost rock that I'm seeing in the back? I guess it must be. So to load up, Simply swing the camera around. And the Nomad's not exactly a large platform to put this thing on. So it's nice to be able to move quite slowly when you're doing this. As soon as it touches that, I'll usually leave it at that. And then I'm back to mouse and keyboard at this point. One of the things I like about the Nomad is that you can simply leave the cargo hold down, and if you use the exit option, exit ship, instead of just open the ladder, it'll automatically lock it behind you. So there's no getting out of the ROC to close your ship up after you're unloaded. Every time you go through the door, it'll shut it behind you, and then you're ready to move on to the next area. Now, one of the things that is kind of a disadvantage about the suit that I'm wearing and mining on Aberdeen in general is that as soon as you get into the pilot seat and the head tracking kicks back in, you're looking at the side of the suit when you look around. And when you lean forward, it leans your whole body forward and backward. So that's one reason that you may want to take your head off, just to get a little wider field of view. Anyways, that sort of shows you a little bit about how the head tracking and the analog controls can make a difference with the mining, in addition to just ship combat and driving any of the vehicles, whether it's the Ursa or a PTV or STV or anything like that, or even a Dragonfly, is the same sort of thing. It's nice to be able to look around, to check your sides before you actually make a turn, instead of simply turning and running into stuff, and it makes a big difference. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that for this video, and I'll leave the links in the description for TrackIR and for the Thrustmaster 16000 that I'm using.